So a big thanks to Amy from Kami Band.
Yes, Kami Band. Why is it Kami Band? Also, I don't know.
I don't know because
Amy, you have to tell us why your band is called Kami Band. All
Kami
right.
Band. Okay, so we are right here with our main guest for tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Excited.
He is Dr Shamsher Singh Tin.
That's right, Jack.
He has a PhD in criminology from USM.
Yes.
Hello, sir. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks, Jack. Thanks for having me.
He is also a member of Malaysian Crime Prevention Foundation, also an advocate and solicitor. So basically, he's a lawyer lah.
He's a lawyer
He's a
a
lawyer.
damn good one.
So, Shamsher, how have you been doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good, huh?
Good.
How has the MCO been treating you?
Sorry, what MCO?
Oh, now no more lah. That's why.
I think, during the MCOs, I still have to attend courts. So.
Oh, yeah.
Because remand cases, arrest cases, first charge.
So no MCO for you?
So basically no MCO. Business as usual.
Business as usual. Yeah. Because the courts must go on.
Oh, yeah.
Justice must prevail. Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
All right. Coming back to the questions. What is criminology?
I also want to know about that.
Well, I have a textbook on criminology if you want. A textbook has about, 500 pages. See, that's the answer of what is criminology. But if you want a short answer, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Criminology basically is a multidisciplinary study, approach. Let me put it this way. A socio-legal study of crime. Socio-legal study of crime. I mean, we look at crime, not just one particular crime, but we will take a step back and then try to look at the crime from an aerial view, to get an aerial view of a crime, and then to study what are the issues that we can take to prevent crimes, to reform the offenders, or the policy, to assist the policy makers. And we have to see from both legal and sociological perspective.
Okay, can you give us an example?
Blurry.
Okay. Legal perspective means we are looking at the law, the interpretation of the law, what amounts to crime, and what are the defenses available.
Okay.
So it's very rigid. That means if it is an offense, it is an offense. We go, it's more like mathematics, 2 + 2 = 4, that's it.
Okay.
Of course, there are certain areas, certain room for the judges to interpret the law in such a way that it will not cause injustice. But again, usually the judges' hands are tied by the parliament. If, for example, the punishment for murder is death penalty.
Yes.
That's it. So if any judge finds an accused guilty of murder, then there's only one sentence the judge can pass. That is death penalty.
Because it's mandatory.
It's mandatory.
Right?
So there's no discretionary room for the judge to consider.
Oh, I
There's
see.
no element
Okay.
there. So that is more like very legalistic. That means it's like what is in the law. The defense that you are pleading is not in the law, so that defense is therefore rejected. So it's very rigid. Yes, I have to qualify my statement. Yes, there are some room for the judge to maneuver, so something the judge can do, but it's very limited. For example, another example I give you, like SOSMA.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a case where there's no bail. You can't get a bail. All right. Drug offences, for example, there's no bail, especially for drug trafficking and possession.
And murder.
And there's no bail.
Yeah.
So when there is no bail, there's nothing for the judge to consider.
Yeah.
Whether he's sick, he's female, he's kana, So that is an issue where the judge sometimes have to make a decision based on what is in the law. The judge can only interpret the law. The judge can only do things in accordance with the law.
Oh,
Even
I
the
see.
judge cannot go beyond the law.
Yeah,
so that's
correct,
the problem. So that is the legal approach to the crime. But we must also see the sociological aspect. For example, issues like, should death penalty be abolished?
Like the death penalty, right?
Yes. So death penalty should be. Do you think we should abolish death penalty? And there's another issue recently being mooted. I'm not sure whether it's in the parliament or not. The issue of recreational drug users.
Okay.
Whether are they criminal or they are pesakit, patients. Whether you send a drug abuser, a person who used the drug, a drug addict.
But right now the law states that if you have
It is an offense.
a certain amount
Yes.
of drugs, you'll be
Yes.
sentenced to death, right?
If you are Okay, okay. That question is a bit okay. That question is a bit a tricky one.
All right.
First of all, any amount of drug, if you're caught trafficking any amount of dangerous drug, that means the drug that is listed in the schedule,
Okay.
any amount, the punishment is death penalty.
Yes.
I think it's a misconception to say only certain limit, certain quantity, you know. Okay?
Okay.
Any amount of dangerous drug, that means the drug that is listed in the schedule, carries death penalty. Okay?
Okay.
The issue about the quantity is only one of evidential. That means if you are carrying with you or the drug in your control, certain types of drug exceeding certain quantity, the prosecutor need not prove that you are trafficking in dangerous drug.
Yes.
The law will presume that,
That
you are trafficking
you are
in
selling
dangerous
it
drug.
instead
Yes.
of consuming it.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah.
So that means if I'm carrying the drug, let's say 5 grams of heroin and above, the prosecutor need not prove that I was actually trafficking in dangerous drug.
Oh.
The law will presume. But what if I'm carrying less than the 5 gram?
That
Then
means-
if it is in my pocket, for example, the law cannot presume that I'm trafficking. The law has to prove that I'm trafficking.
Oh, I see.
And to prove that I'm trafficking, then of course the law needs evidence. For example, I have quotation, I have invoice, I have customer, I have sent. So the buying and selling transaction must be there. But you tell me, except we are buying barang-barang, we don't have invoice and quotation for drugs. It is done on the spot. It's like blink of the eye. Pop, I transfer to you.
Yes.
So it's very difficult to catch drug traffickers in action. So that is why they come up with this law.
And prove it.
Yeah. So the issue is one of, but if you ask me, what is the punishment of drug trafficking of a dangerous drug? The answer is death penalty.
Oh, I
But
see.
how are they going to prove it? That is the issue. That is
All
why
right.
we have the law on presumption.
Oh, okay,
Yes,
okay.
okay.
All right. What is the most interesting case that you have undertaken?
The most interesting case that I have been part of is a case where the wife or woman has cut or chop off the husband's penis. This case happened in Kuala Pilar.
Okay, yeah. I remember this one. It was big news.
I can't remember now, maybe 217 now, 217 or 218. Can't remember. So what happened is that this woman, a local Malaysian woman, got married to a Pakistani national.
All right.
And what happened is that this man is, I think is kind of psycho, psycho person. He wants. He has funny,
kinky,
yes.
kinky
He has
thing.
funny ideas. He wants certain types of sex. He wants a blowjob in the middle of the night, and things like that. So in fact, he even told the wife, issues like you need to perform sex for my friends, so we make money and things like that.
Oh, okay.
So that was the case. So what happened is that at the end of the day, we managed to prove that this case is a case where the woman suffered from domestic violence. And so what happened is that the court threw out, actually. We got a acquittal.
Acquittal,
Sorry, it's not an acquittal. It was a discharge not amounting to acquittal.
Oh, okay.
Let me
All
correct
right.
that. Okay, it was discharge not amounting to acquittal because the complainant, Pakistani, he has returned to the country.
Okay.
And he's not coming back.
Okay.
Because we also have actually told the police that why didn't the police investigate him for committing offences like domestic violence and also offences like sodomy, buggery. He has sodomized the wife several times.
Okay.
So we actually told the police that if he comes back, I want that the reports lodged by my client should be investigated.
So
as
your
well.
client did lodge reports
Yes,
before she
before
did
that.
that act.
Okay, lucky.
Now, whether she did the act, I don't want
Okay,
to comment.
okay, all right.
Because according to the law, there's no evidence that she has done it.
All right,
So
all right.
I shall not comment on that. But what I will say is that's the interesting case, and she is now in Kuala Bila. Basically, she is free of the charge, and there is no sign that the DPP is going to prosecute her further. So I can say the matter, as far as the law is concerned, is called is already ended. It ends there. The law ends there. That's it. No further. No further.
That is interesting.
It is interesting. Yeah?
Yes.
All right. During your PhD,
Yes.
what was the title of your thesis that time?
Okay, I think you know. That's why you asked me this question. Okay, the title of my thesis is this. Okay, oral and anal sex. Wait, look at the camera and
Look at that. Look at that.
oral and anal sex between husband and wife.
There you go.
That's it. Okay? And when I say oral and anal sex, I'm talking about consensual
Consensual,
oral and anal sex.
yes,
Not,
yes.
not the rape type. I'm not interested in the rape type sexual things. I'm talking about consensual oral and anal sex between husband and wife.
Right.
Consensual, huh?
Consensual, yes.
That means
with
both
consent.
both parties.
Suka sama suka.
Suka.
Yes.
So is that legal?
Interesting. Illegal.
It's not legal in
It is
Malaysia.
illegal. Under section 377B of the Penal Code, it is an offense. It is an offense for
If-
a man to insert his penis into the anus or mouth of another person, regardless whether that person is your wife, another woman, or man, or what you call it, transgender. Doesn't make any difference. As long as the other person is a person and you insert your penis into the anus or mouth of that person, it is an offense.
It is an offense.
Yes, if you insert it into the eyes or ears or nose, then it's not an offense. Only anus and mouth. I think clear. I'll be clear on that.
Even consensual, huh? It's
Even
illegal. Huh?
so, the position of the law today is this. Okay,
Okay.
it is legal for a man to have vaginal sex, the normal sex. the
Okay,
ordinary
yeah,
sex,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
It is legal for a man to have vaginal sex with his wife, even without her consent.
Whoa.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah? It is legal for me to have sex with my vaginal sex with my wife, even without her consent. It is not rape.
Oh.
It's not rape. Okay?
Okay.
It's not rape. However, it is illegal for a man to have oral or anal sex with his wife, even with her consent.
So is there something wrong there? What do you think?
This is what I said.
Uh-huh.
Legally, yes. Socially, what do you think? See, socially is where you, if citizens can come in and you can actually tell your MPs whether or not this law should be amended. In Singapore, the law has been amended. In India, the law was not amended by the parliament, but the Supreme Court has struck down this section. We have a similar section in India as well.
All right.
That this is wrong. Sex, if it is not without the consent,
Without consent,
without
yeah.
consent, it's okay. That's wrong. That's rape.
Huh.
Let's that law be in our books, no problem. But any law that punishes consensual sex is wrong, and the Supreme Court of India says that law should be taken out of our books. England has
Maybe
amended
with minor, yes. With underage.
this. Okay, if you talk about consent, then let me tell you, consent has to be valid consent.
Okay.
Consent of
Which-
a minor is not a valid consent. So when I said consent, oral and anal sex with consent,
Yes.
obviously I'm referring to valid consent.
Correct.
If you have sex with a child, no matter how much she or he knows about sex, how much she or he wants sex, the consent is still invalid because
Invalid, yeah.
she does not have the capacity to consent. So similarly, when a woman or a man is, for example, in a state of drunkenness, when intoxicated,
Okay.
when the person is sleeping or in coma or whatever, the fact that the person consents by not resisting, that does not mean it's a consent. So
Oh,
let me
yeah, yeah,
qualify
yeah.
my statement one more time.
Okay.
When I say sex with consent, I'm referring to sex with valid consent
Oh,
from a
okay.
person
Yeah,
who
yeah.
has the capacity to consent. I think that's the reason why when we talk law in the press and the media and friends, it looks very simple. But when the argument gets to the court,
Yeah.
why we need 2 lawyers, why we need so
Yeah,
many judges,
yeah,
appeal
yeah,
after
yeah,
appeal,
true.
because of issues like that. You know, so since you asked, let me explain that when I say consent, it has to be valid consent.
Valid
so
consent.
sex with child is wrong under
Yes,
any
yeah, yeah, yeah.
circumstances.
Yes, it
even
is.
if she consent, even if she is the one who jumped on you, she does not have the brain to say no. You should have the brain to say no. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
viewers, leave down your comments below. You know what to do. So you can ask some questions over also as well.
Okay, let's switch to something else.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Pening. Okay.
Okay.
Dr. Shamsher,
Yes.
you were the vice president of DEPSI Batu Kawan.
Yep.
DEPSI is DAP Youth.
Socialist Youth.
Oh, DAP
It's like a Pemuda
okay,
DAP.
Pemuda DAP, huh?
Yes.
You were also the Director of Political Education of DEPSI Penang.
That's right.
Also a staunch supporter of our DCM2, Dr. P. Ramasamy.
That's right.
Why did you leave DAP in
Okay.
2016?
Well, I think it's an open secret. Everyone knows that I left DAP in 2016 because I feel that the struggle, the reason for me to join DAP, that is to fight Dr. Mahathir, that reason ceased to exist in 2016 after Dr. Mahathir was invited as a VVIP guest to take a seat in the middle of that VIP row. Even Kit Siang was seated beside Dr. Mahathir. And, and for me, that is something that is unbearable. I don't think that I can see that anymore. If you think that Dr. Mahathir is a good man and he can help to save Malaysia, he is there to help all of us, then all the allegations against Dr. Mahathir was wrong. And therefore, in the past, you see, I mean, all the allegations against him in the past was wrong. So if all the allegations were wrong, therefore, why is the need for me to join DAP to fight Dr. Mahathir?
Yeah,
So
true.
I joined DAP only for one reason, that is to fight the policies, the ideas of Dr. Mahathir and nothing else.
Oh, that is the only reason.
Only reason.
Only reason. There's no other reason.
No other reason. Okay, and I joined specifically because of that. And of course, I'm no longer vice president of DEPSI Batu Kawan, and of course, I'm also no longer the director of political education of the DEPSI Pulau Pinang. But I am still and forever remain a mentee of Professor Dr. P. Ramasamy.
Mentee means?
Mentee means he's a mentor, so I'm the mentee.
Oh,
Mentor-mentee lah.
Oh, okay. I see.
I'm a budak-budak lah. He's budak-budak, yeah.
Why is it that you respect Dr.
Because
P. Ramasamy so much?
first of all, he is from Prai, from the place where I stay.
Yes.
And he is the Adun Kawasan in Prai. Okay, number one. Number two, he is the reason when I applied to join DAP, there was no response from DAP, to take me in. In fact, my application form that I submitted, including my banker's draft or postal order, I think, even that got expired. They have not processed my application. And they asked me can you give us a new postal order? So initially like that. So it was Professor Ramasamy who actually saw me and said, come into the DAP. And he gave me one thing that usually you will never get in political parties. That
Which
is
is?
freedom. Freedom of expression, freedom of speech. He let me speak. You see, I was, a year after I joined, or 2 years after I joined, I became the AJK. One of the committee member. I think I was the assistant secretary and then secretary. Of course, the branch chairman was Dr. P. Ramasamy. So, and every year, once you are elected as a branch committee member, you have the right to attend the state convention, state DAP convention.
Correct.
Every year, I raise questions involving involving my dissatisfaction, the way DAP is running. For example, CM Lim Guan Eng at the time, he actually criticized Menteri Besar Terengganu in 2008. Why are you wasting public money by buying Mercedes-Benz?
Yeah.
You should buy Camry. In 2012, he bought Camry. He bought Camry and he said, look, PG1 originally was a Camry. Okay? And he says, see, I kept my promise. In 2013, he changed to Mercedes-Benz. All right?
Yeah.
So my question was, why was it wrong for Menteri Besar Terengganu to buy Mercedes, and why is it correct? Why is it correct for you now to buy Mercedes-Benz? If it is wrong for you, it should be. If it is wrong for other people, it should be wrong for you as well.
Yes.
Now he gave an explanation that he bought it. He got a discount, so he bought it at a discounted price. A 600K Mercedes, he bought it for 300K. Now 300K is still more expensive than Camry. You see? So my question is, it is not just the discount.
Yes.
There was another argument as well. I'm not sure from him or another person. Says that Mercedes is good for money, low maintenance. I think really Mercedes-Benz no maintenance, or low maintenance. Why we have all these service centers for Mercedes-Benz? We should not have any service center for Mercedes-Benz. You see?
That's
so
true.
I
That's
believe
true.
whatever it is, you see, if you want to change your view, you want to make a U-turn, no problem. make sure the U-turn is legal. Don't make illegal U-turn. So in the sense here, if you want to make a U-turn, give a logical explanation.
Yes,
Don't
true,
give
true,
me
true, true.
illogical answers like that. So I don't accept this kind of answers.
Don't treat the voters like children.
Yeah, don't give me, don't, okay, let me put it this way. Don't insult my intelligence. I always say that, okay? Don't insult my intelligence.
Yeah.
So I feel when you see, the reason why Barisan Nasional was thrown out in 2018 is because Barisan Nasional thinks rakyat bodoh.
Okay. All right.
Partially, yes, it's also because of all the fake promises that, like PT-PTN will be abolished, tol akan dimansuhkan, all that, okay? But there's also another part where whenever people talk about BN, the Menteri will give statements like, kalau mahal, then tak payahlah. Kalau ayam mahal, tak payah makan ayam lah. Statements like that.
Beli kangkong.
Beli kangkong. So, I believe that I'm not wrong to say that BN was arrogant during their time. They were punished.
Actually, politicians, they tend to become arrogant after they become powerful.
No, they're being humble. Then only they this one.
Yeah, they are humble. Then they get into power.
Yeah,
then they become arrogant.
Then different already. A different world.
Okay, there are some good politicians.
Yeah.
The one politician that I know never changed, always the same, whether he was in state government, whether the federal government was controlled by Pakatan, and now that federal government is no longer controlled by Pakatan, one politician that I know never changed is Professor P. Ramasamy. I'm not saying this because he's my mentor. I'm saying he's my mentor because of all this.
Oh, I
It's
see.
the other way around. Not that I consider him a mentor, so I want to say good things about him. No. Because of these good things, I still consider him as my mentor.
As your mentor.
Yes, he never stopped me from he never told me like, okay, please
Don't say this, don't say that.
He always said, for him, his advice is only one thing, okay? Whatever you say, if there is a consequence, you're going to face it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to protect you. At the same time, I'm not going to punish you either. So his stand is always neutral.
All right.
So I know that in DAP, whenever I make a statement, I issue a statement, these people,
You
the
will
so-called leaders, instead of calling me, they'll call Prof. Ramasamy.
Yeah.
I know that because I've heard. So I feel that it's wrong. If you think I'm wrong, you talk to me.
Yeah.
You come to me, you see. So one of the reasons I left DAP is because, of course, the Dr. Mahathir part is also true, but I can also add one more, is that I do not want Professor Ramasamy to answer on my behalf all the time.
Oh, okay.
Right, doctor.
Yeah.
You mentioned just now you are from mainland, right?
Yes, I'm from Prime.
From Praia. Which school you go to?
Sekolah rendah?
Can also.
Sekolah rendah, Shamsher Batuat.
Assumption Batuan. Okay.
No more. Okay.
No more.
And
And then,
sekolah menengah, BM High School.
oh, BMI school. Okay, I'm from Datu On lah.
Okay.
No lah, that one is out of the
From
question.
Batuat to BM High School.
All right.
Okay, and then of course I did my bachelor's degree and master's degree. USM, I came back to USM to do my PhD.
Oh,
so
I
that
see.
means I completed my initial studies and also my last study
All in
Penang.
Penang.
Yes. So I cover both mainland and island. That means I'm a true Penangite.
All right.
Penangite.
True. That's why you're on the spotlight show.
Yes, okay.
So, with all this hoo-ha going on, what is your opinion about our country's political landscape right now?
Right now, Pakatan, Perikatan Nasional, PN,
Yes.
has a majority about 112 and 113, I'm not sure, around that, 112, 113. And we know that Pakatan Harapan, despite all the infightings and everything, they have about 109, okay? So, that means, for now, Perikatan Nasional has the majority.
Yes.
Okay, so based on that, it is confirmed that when Perikatan Nasional's de facto chairman, that is Muhyiddin, when he was appointed as a prime minister by our king, okay, that means the decision was correct. Okay, at the time they were questioning, they said, asking whether or not he has the majority, was it pintu belakang, was it
they're calling it backdoor
tepung
and all
atap
that.
The answer is no, it is a legitimate government because the power to appoint the PM is the exclusive power of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong. That's it.
Yes.
Okay. Basically, Yang di-Pertuan Agong is like a referee. We know the rule is this: when the ball crosses the line, the goal. Of course, now we have the goal line technology. But previously, we don't have the goal line technology. So whether or not the ball has wholly crosses the line, who will decide that?
The referee.
The referee will decide.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter what you saw actually, what happened to the ball. It's whether the referee acknowledges that as a goal or not. Similarly, whether you have the number or not, that is secondary. Whether the king believes that you have the number, that is the main consideration here.
Final decision.
Correct. So if you are the decision maker, if you are the king, if you feel Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin has the majority, he should be appointed as the PM, and he wants to be appointed as the PM as well. He is willing. Then he was lawfully, legally appointed as a PM. So the question of illegitimacy of the government does not arise. Okay. So I feel that when whoever you are, if you say the government is backdoor, the government is tebok atap, pintu belakang, basically you are questioning the wisdom and the power of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong.
Yes.
Which I think as a true Malaysian, you should be ashamed of yourself if you ever say that. Do not insult our beloved king. That's my view. Okay. And talking about future, for now, yes, PN has the power, has the majority, has the number. In future, I don't think this will work, because when you have majority of two, that is because when the parliament was in full house.
Yes.
What if, usually you don't have to pass the bill, you don't have all the time, all the ministers, everybody, PM,
all the MPs in the house,
you don't have all of them together in any particular meeting. So in that situation, I'd say it will be very difficult, when government proposes a bill or whatever in future, the bill will not get approved because of this problem. Sometimes they will have the majority, sometimes this party will have the majority. I think it's very difficult, especially because of today's time, because of the COVID. We need to revamp our economy. We have to revive our economy.
Yes.
And when you have a government that is so unstable, this kind of situation, do you think the investors outside will come in? They will not come in.
True.
During the Najib's time, we will see investors just come in, from China, from India, from Saudi Arabia.
Because they enjoy 2/3 and all that.
Correct.
Right?
No, they don't have the 2/3, but they have a very stable government. And investors just pump in billions and billions.
Yep.
But since Dr. Mahathir took over, apart from going around the world collecting medals for himself, what did Dr. Mahathir brought back for Malaysia? Nothing much. You see, because of his age, nobody believes him at the time. Although they have a solid majority of quite a stable majority, but because of his age, nobody actually wants to.
And probably because of the uncertainty.
Yes, also because
the
they know,
transition.
they
and all
also
that,
know that Anwar is going to come over. Will Anwar agree? Anwar might change it. So. And now we have Muhyiddin. Although it's quite stable now, the government, the public, they are quite relaxed, or they have accepted the government. But yet the investors, from their point of view, you see, we don't have a stable government.
Yes.
Because these three seats majority is actually kind of
very weak.
Very weak. Because you cannot expect all the members to be every time in the hall, during the voting time. So because of that, I wish that once we are out of this COVID danger, we should have a snap election, a general election. That means GE15. We should have as soon as we have come out of this COVID issue.
All right.
Okay. Because I do not want, because of the GE15, and then there is a second or third or fourth wave of coronavirus attack.
Get the people's mandate, lah.
Correct. And okay, why people must get the mandate? Okay, before that, let me share this one point here.
All right.
A lot of people think that the current government, the PN government, led by Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin, is a government that does not enjoy the mandate of the rakyat. It's not with the people's mandate. The people has not approved it. Wrong. It's wrong. Let me tell you, it's wrong. Why? You see, people have the right to choose their wakil rakyat once every 5 years, or every time there is a PRK, by-election. So either there's a general election or by-election, the people can choose their wakil rakyat. Once you have made the choice, you keep quiet. Rakyat, keep quiet.
True.
Keep quiet, okay? Who the wakil rakyat want to choose as the PM, that is the power of the wakil rakyat. So if wakil rakyat at that time majority of the Wakil Rakyat in Dewan Rakyat, if they chose Dr. Mahathir is the lawful Prime Minister.
Correct.
Now, if the majority of the Wakil Rakyat, regardless of the jump here and there,
Okay.
if the majority of the Wakil Rakyat, they are not Wakil Party by the way, the Wakil Rakyat.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they can
yeah.
change the party and they will remain Wakil Rakyat. So if this Wakil Rakyat, if the majority of them, they chose Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin as the Prime Minister,
And he is the Prime
that
Minister.
means he is the Prime Minister. Now, what happened to the public? I never vote for Mahathir or Muhyiddin Yassin or Anwar. Doesn't matter. Public, you all only choose your Wakil Rakyat.
Yes.
Who the Prime Minister will be,
The
it will be
Wakil
decided
Rakyat.
by a Wakil Rakyat, which is your Wakil. So that means, if Wakil Rakyat now believe, majority of the Wakil Rakyat now believes that Muhyiddin Yassin, Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin should be the Prime Minister, then that means that he has the mandate of the Rakyat. How? I mean, you may say, no, I've never voted
Yeah,
for
yeah.
him.
But you
Sorry,
voted
your
for your own.
agent voted for him. Okay, you are principal, yes, but you are under the law of agency, okay? The principal is bound by the action of the agent. Simple. All right? So don't come and tell me, I didn't choose Mahathir.
Our
I didn't choose
MPs chose him.
your MP, your Wakil Rakyat. Or even if your Wakil Rakyat didn't choose Muhyiddin Yassin, sorry to say, your Wakil Rakyat is in the minority. Because the majority Wakil Rakyat, they chose Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin. End of the story. Okay, that's the point. Okay. Now, what I think we should want is, we should have a general election
Yes.
for the reason, not because, okay, let me remind, not because the government is illegitimate, pintu belakang, tepuk atap, no. The reason why we should have a general election is because of manifesto. PN, Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin's PN is a legitimate government.
Okay.
What is the manifesto of this government?
Yeah.
There is none. What was the manifesto of Pakatan? We have that buku Harapan, right? The Pakatan Harapan, where you have
a lot of it.
a lot of things there, a lot of things. Until Dr. Mahathir said it clearly, sorry, we thought we were going to lose. That's why you put all sort of rubbish in there. Okay, so that answers everything. Why they couldn't abolish the toll? Why they couldn't abolish the hutang PTPTN? Why they couldn't close Linas? Why they couldn't do this and that? You know, so many things. Is because Dr. Mahathir made it clear. So, okay, we have one party, PH, who failed to perform. They are part of the bargain. Whatever they promised, they failed to do it. So now we have PN as our government.
Okay.
But what is PN's manifesto?
Yes.
One party, you cannot perform your manifesto. And we have another party that has no manifesto.
True.
Has no manifesto. So that is why they can do whatever they want. Because there's no moral principle
Guideline,
to guide
yeah,
them. They have no moral obligation. Of course, manifesto does not carry a legal effect, but then again, there is no moral obligation on the part of PN to do or not to do anything because they never had a manifesto. So what I want today, whoever want to jump, please jump now. Okay? The king should dissolve the government on the advice or the request of the Prime Minister, dissolve this government, dissolve the parliament. Whoever want to jump, please jump. Then stay put there. Stay put there. After you jump, stay put there. Come up with a manifesto. How many parties we have total? 1, 2, 3 parties?
Yeah.
Good. Have your respective manifesto. Give sufficient time to the public to decide. And public, please vote based on the manifesto alone. Because we have seen DN, we have seen PH, we have seen PN. BN, from BN to PH to PN. We have seen all this. Okay? We have Barisan Alternative last time, then we have Pakatan Rakyat. We have so many. Now you have a PH plus.
PH plus.
PH plus we have now. Now after this got PH plus plus. You know, so it's very difficult. Please dissolve this government after the COVID, because I understand the COVID is the main issue now. After the COVID is okay, please dissolve it. Have your 3-party or 2-party. Have your respective manifesto, okay? Please tell the public what actually you can do. Don't give excuse like Dr. Mahathir. You know, oh, we put everything in because we thought we're not going to win. Rubbish. You know, this is you are, that means you show us that you were not honest and sincere when you made those promises. You actually lied to the public. You should be, sorry to say, but shoes must be thrown at you. If this is India. If this is India or certain other countries, shoes will be thrown at this kind of politicians.
Oh.
But sorry, I don't ask that. He's 95 years old. Don't throw shoes at him. Yes.
Okay, doctor, do you have any
words, last words
last
to our
messages
viewers?
to our viewers? How to become the best lawyer or what?
Well, you have to become a lawyer first.
No, anything up to you.
Yeah.
Last message.
My last message is this to all the public. I have said this in 2016 when I quit DAP. And of course, I didn't join any political party. I'm still close. I work closely with Professor Dr. P. Ramasamy, but not for political matters, for other matters, especially legal issues. So my request to all the public is this. This time, please do not vote the party. Don't vote the party. Vote the candidate. If you think that this candidate is good, you vote him. Because at the end of the day, the person who's going to serve you, the person who's going to be seated in the service center, the person who you're going to meet once a week or once a month when you have a problem is not the party's representative, but the person that you're going to vote for.
Yeah.
So please
The candidate.
vote for the candidate.
Yeah.
Because there's no guarantee the candidate will remain in the party that you
Yeah,
voted.
no,
You
jump.
must understand that. The candidate can still jump after you voted him. So even if he were to jump, don't worry, because you know he is a good candidate. All right?
Oh,
So
okay.
for me, vote for the candidate. Even if he jumps, he is still answerable to you because you voted for him. So don't vote for the party. That is my, I think, final words for tonight. Yeah.
All right, so that's about all the
That's
time we
about it.
have.
But folks, now don't forget the war is not over. Wear your mask,
Yeah,
sanitize your
COVID,
hand,
COVID,
social
COVID.
distancing and stuff. You know.
So big thanks to you, doctor.
Thank you,
Thank you
doctor.
for joining us
All
right here tonight.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you.
So we're gonna be back with
Amy Kami.
Kami. Here we go.
Bye bye.